Peace, peace, peace. I'll be back in a little bit. Peace. Peace, 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 peace. Pardon self. I had to handle some business right quick, fast, and hurry. Figure I'd start the live. Peace, peace. Peace, D'Anthony. What's the science? Close this door. Do my thing. Do my thing. Hold on right quick. Get comfortable. And then we'll get into it. All right. Peace, peace. What's the science, D'Anthony? How you doing? What's new? All right. That's the topic right there. You know who I just thought of? I just thought of, our a friend of the channel, Icy Guy, man. Yo, where Icy Guy at, man? Fun times, man. When the channel was popping. Fun times. All right. Hold on, let me send the link out. Peace. I'll send this link out and then. I don't know what's up with my internet, man. Shit's been terrible. I don't know what's up with my internet, man. All right. Let's share this. And let's get it. Peace, peace, peace. I'm gonna send it to hold on right quick. Let's go. Peace. So God during the good and the bad, right? And today's mathematics being knowledge build or destroy, born, right? Is that certain certain aspects of being a 5% is going through troubles and issues, um because it is our duty to teach, our duty to improve community, right? And peace, peace to God. And I was born in the building. See, if I had my hookup, I could have played our song. So today, being knowledge builder, destroy, born, right, is that certain things, certain certain things about being a 5%er, some issues that may arise, right, just by peace, yes, yeah, D still around, uh, may arise because you're doing your duty, right, and what's the duty of a civilized person? So when you dealing with the duty of a civilized person, we know and understand first and foremost, you need to teach uh, people what you know, or teach people that don't know what you know in a civilized manner. And we understand that coming across people, right, that don't know what we know, uh, we come across some people that, you know, we often call build powers or destroy powers, which is the 85, right? There's some 85s that are positive, build, they like to build, or they're positive, right? They're, for example, like, even though I was 85%, and there's a conversation that some people have that um were the people that eventually became 5%ers, were they always 5%ers, and they kind of just, were different. I know I was different, but I think I still at 85. I did believe in the mystery God when I was young, and then when I was old enough, I rebelled against it. You see what I'm saying? And so when you're coming across people that are, positive, um, and they're righteous, they're civilized, right? And you can have a civilized conversation. That's all peace. You feel like I feel like, or I see it as, I left the conversation uh growing, or dealing with growth, right? There have been people that don't have the knowledge that I had conversations with, and it was a productive, great conversation, because I'm a conversationalist. I love to have conversation. I love to stimulate the mind. You see, that's one of the reasons why I started my own channel, is that I love to have conversations. That's why I usually do long form videos, because it's a back and forth, right? It's a conversation, instead of just me recording something and then putting out and then having a discussion inside the comments. This is real time. I could ask you questions, you can ask me questions, stuff like that. And I can't say the figure, like the definite concrete figure of the build powers and destroy powers, right? However, in my dealing with the 85%, I've had dealt with more destroy powers than build powers. Meaning I've dealt with more negative people. Because look, they're 85. They're 85 for a reason. Uncivilized, poison animal eaters, slave of mental death and power. don't know who the true living God is, worship that which they know not. You see what I'm saying? And they believe in some of the teachings of the 10%. So you're gonna automatically they're not gonna be the most civilized and positive thinking people. And so the title being God during the good and the bad, right, is any situation. Earlier, I was on Dark Cams Live and we were talking about, he was talking about today's mathematics being, knowledge, build, or destroy, knowing to build, right? How to build and all that good shit. Yeah, G, them 85s is toe up. Look, it's almost like, damn, I was one of them, right? It's like, damn, I was one of them. And I'm one of those people that's like, man, if only I knew about this earlier. If only I knew about this earlier, I could have been like in middle school or high school with the knowledge. Things would have been extremely different for me. It'll be different. So we was talking about Dark Hymns Live. What was the point I was going with? So I asked a question. I asked him a question about has he ever met or knew anyone who's a strong builder that fell victim, right? And we talking about people falling. We was talking about I was talking about people falling victim, and a lot of his video was about that. And so, and one of the things was about what's easy to fall victim is when you experience a great loss, like a family member returning to the essence. And it's not a secret that both my parents returned to the essence uh, within like a year from each other, and with some knowledge and wisdom year. Coincidentally, both of those years is when I went to the show and prove. And so yeah. And I'm not saying I can understand. Well, no, I can't. I can understand why some people uh go back or fall victim. It's because people uh they may have whatever reason, but the the need or the feeling of wanting to see your people again. You see, the idea of the afterlife is a tempting one. It's a tempting one. I was building with some of my brothers because we do a cipher every week. Some of the brothers I taught, we do a cipher every week. And last week we was talking about karma. Yeah. Now I was toe up. Yeah. So we was talking about karma. And I said that I don't subscribe to karma. Right? Because inherently karma uh at its fullest capacity, right? And this is my understanding. This is how I see it. At its full capacity, you have to believe in the afterlife for karma to exist. Like in its full, totality, like the full strength, you have to believe in the afterlife for karma to exist. One, I don't subscribe to karma because it's an entity, or it's I don't want to say entity, but it's something that does not subscribe to the laws of the universe. And it is its own, I'm gonna say, entity that corrects the checks and balances, right? And so at least this is what my understanding of karma is, from me growing up and looking it up and researching and all that, is that karma is the great justice of the universe. Oh, he's going to get his. He's going to, karma's going to get him. And one of the examples I gave to, my brothers is that way before last week, it was, because they was talking about karma. And I was like, all right, for example, there's people that done heinous things in the world. And what kind of karma did they have? So Adolf Hitler was brought up. And the brother said, yeah, his karma was suicide. I was like, now Cypher, how was that? How was that his karma? That's something they reported that, because I wasn't there, that he did himself. And I don't know if they ever found his body, right? And so the point is that going through um, certain situations, right, is that when you know your duty, right, and you got to go through certain situations with people, positive and negative, you have to be, if you God, right, you say you God, you got to be God during the good and the bad, the good, bad, ugly, and beautiful, right? Is like when my parents returned to the essence, I remained the God. You see, I would I my honorable name, I'm named after my father, the English version of his name, because he's Spanish, right? He's Cuban. And so the English version of his name, I was named after. And so when I changed my name, being a 5%er, some people assumed, because he wasn't, he like, if you think of Cubans, you think of like Tony Montana and like some gangster shit and shit like that. And I'm not going to say my father was that, like Tony Montana, but I'm not going to say this motherfucker was I'm not going to say this dude was a, let's say, a positive individual. Like, I'm not going to say he worked 9 to 5 and he did his thing. Let's just say, uh, yeah, let's just say he's closer to the mentality of Tony Montana. Tony Montana is like an exaggeration of a lot of the Cubans that were kicked out of Cuba. He's like the exaggeration. My father didn't deal in drugs and weight like that, and so, but people felt like because of my father and his not so positive outlook and habits and shit, that I changed my name from the name that he gave me, which is his English version. I changed my name because of him, and because I was embarrassed, or I didn't love him, or I didn't like him, or anything like that. You see what I'm saying? And even he asked me that question. I was like, nah. You see, it was only one person out of all the years in my family that asked me, why did I change my name? because my family, they call me Prince. Prince is not my honorable name. So they call me Prince. Some people call me Wise. Most people call me Prince, right? And so, but my family call me Prince. So if you're around me and you come and you visit, or you're around over here and you're around my family, you're at a barbecue with me or whatever, everybody's going to call me Prince. Everybody's going to call me Prince. There's not any family member that I see regularly that would call me by my honorable name, right? And so, but some people thought, because of the kind of person my father was, that I changed my name because of him, right? And they didn't ask; they just went on with that. And so, when he returned to the essence, maybe some people felt like I was going to change my name back. No one ever confronted me about that, but people did say, "Man, it got to be crazy when your own son don't want to be named after you. They changed their name." So, uh, being God during the good and the bad, in situations like that, where, you know, they're older, they live their life. They're your parents, my parents, right? They're older, they live their life. You know, they could have lived longer if they listened. They could have lived longer, and that's one of the hardest things I had to deal with having this knowledge, is that knowing that I had the key to life, and they would not take it. They would not take it. Here's a link if y'all want to come on. Here's the link. Uh, Peace to everyone coming in. So I'm talking about God being a God during the good and the bad. Let me see. All right, let me change that. So I changed it to being the God, Earth slash Earth, during the good or bad. Indeed. And so and so dealing with certain people, being that today's, like I said, being today's mathematics is knowledge, build or destroy. And I'm building on certain duties that we have. Uh, you know, what's the duty of a civilized person, and what's the meaning? What's the meaning of civilization? You see what I'm saying? And one of the things that, like I said, one of the things that as 5%ers we go through is that uh, our duty is to teach the 85%. And if possible, look, if possible, teach he who is savage, civilization, righteousness, the knowledge of himself, and the science of everything in life. Just love, peace, and happiness. A savage is someone who lost the knowledge of themselves. So does that mean we go full on going into the jungles of Africa, Asia, South America, Australia, Europe? Do we go into the jungles of North America and start teaching these people that we deem that doesn't have civilization? Is that what that means? Or do we tie it to, you see, hmm, Indeed. We teach the 85, the uncivilized. Now, knowledge born. If you had the opportunity to teach the 10%, would you take it? True indeed. I'm not wasting my time on no savage. True indeed. Would you teach a 10%? Now, in okay, true indeed. True indeed. So when you say savage God, are you are what savage are you talking about? Because when I said savage, meaning um someone who lost the knowledge and wisdom, right? Or lost the knowledge of themselves, right? And live in a jungle way of life. Well, that's a beast. They're living a beast way of life, right? And so I teach the devil, indeed. Um, so if you willing to teach the devil and the uncivilized, why not give a savage another chance? And when you say savage, are you talking about someone who had this knowledge or had knowledge himself and then reverted, like what we was talking about earlier? Ah, yeah. Yeah. I figure you was going. I figure you was going there, G. So Knowledge Born said, "I'm not wasting my time on a savage. Uh, I'm not ever missing an opportunity to teach. I could teach the devil, huh? You gonna put the shoe in the closet? Uh huh. Yeah, put it in there. 3-year-olds. Uh, he said them. I used to be gods. Them same bros we've been talking about all day. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, because he is now a snake of the grafted type, he is other than himself. I agree, G. I agree. So, and so you're not the God to give them another chance. And I don't think I am the person, the God to do, huh? You're looking for your other shoe? Look, ask Layla. Turn the light on. Turn the light on. On. Turn it on. Yeah. Thank you. Because he is now a snake of the grafted type. He is other than himself. And he became weak and wicked and no more the same. He became weak and wicked and no more the same. Um, or he was never one of us, right? Because then he is now a snake of the grafted type. Uh, shit. Maybe he was never one of us. Is he a snake of the grafted type if he never understood and never, like, he believed in this? He didn't know it for himself. Hey, look, yeah, look. I'm not the type of person to do that. I'm not trying to give him one one chance, but if I'm dealing with you, that's your chance. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Yeah. At first, I read that wrong. I thought you said if I'm dealing with you, that's your choice. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I got you. I got you. I got you. Um. Yeah. And so, yeah, he was a liar from the rip. So, and we know because we dealing with today's uh mathematics in degree, right? Is that we dealing with uh uh knowledge build or destroy, right? And we're dealing with the duty of a 5 percenter and being God or earth during the good and the bad. Because with life, when you're going through uh, the world as a 5 percenter, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to be a 5 percenter. It's not an easy thing to be God, earth, and civilized person or a righteous person, right? Uh, in the wilderness of North America and all over the world, right? Because we're not necessarily the counter culture, right? But we are a culture that is not like our opposite of the dominant culture here in the wilderness of North America and all over the world. You see what I'm saying? A lot of places like okay, so in Seattle, they deal with a lot of he cipher, monkey cipher, right? And that's not a part of my culture. That's not a part of my culture. That's we. It's broken down in degrees. You don't get everything at once. Oh, that's why it's broken down in degrees. You don't get everything at once. Yeah. Which part are you talking about? Are you talking? Where you referring? Hold on. What's a referral link? Share the referral with your audience to earn every successful referral while your viewers receive. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, true indeed. True indeed. Yeah, yeah. Because before you even get to the 18, you got to deal with. Have you not heard that your word shall be bond regardless to whom or what? Before that, you got to deal with. Let's see. You got to deal with. He likes the devil because the devil gives him nothing. Uh, Before that, let's see. You got to deal with. You got to deal with. How much useful land is used by the original man, or how much useful land is used by the original, right? And before that, of course, the first one is who is the original man? The Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe. And before that, we get the alphabet. We deal with ruler, and and then you know, and then we and before that, you dealing with the mathematics, and willfully before that, you got your fast, and you dealing with certain things to prepare you for the math and alphabets and all that stuff. Yeah, Even if we just break down the 18th, it shows the order of education. Yeah, true indeed. And in my own personal history, I was, talking about my parents returning to the essence is that I had to, God is force and power. God is the supreme being. Supreme means highest form. Being means to exist. Uh, God is the foundation. The black man is the foundation, right? And so God being the foundation as well. And so I have to stand up and be the foundation of, my immediate family and my extended family as well. And so I had to step up and be accounted for. See what I'm saying? So being the God slash earth during the good and the bad is being accountable, being there when they the people need you. Seeing being the foundation of which, uh, and this is like my family because not everybody has that same kind of family. Like my family, we're very close. Um, I see a majority of my siblings. I talk to them weekly. I see my nieces and nephews and shit. And during the summer and stuff, we kick it. We have barbecues. We're a very close family, and so that's not everyone's reality. And all that to say is that it was on me to lead the family in the direction it needed to go since the old earth returned. And me standing up, and I'm the youngest, so me standing up is that's a reflection of what the 5%, what having this knowledge, with having relationships with the 5%, everything I'm doing and building and adding on, that's the direct correlation to the 5%. All the community stuff I'm doing, my family wasn't community oriented. My family wasn't community minded. You see what I'm saying? And and one of the things as a 5%er is that, at least how I see it, is that you have to have a positive influence on community. You see, you need to be seen and heard. You also need to be accounted for. And so, one of the duties of the 5% is to improve yourself. Sure, improve yourself, improve your family. Uh, get people off pork. Try to get people to realize who they are, have the knowledge of themselves. Add on, teach them during the holidays. Do you feel like you were leading your family in a specific direct even beforehand? Indeed, yeah, because like the I'm the person that people come to when they need help, even before the older return. I'm the person. I'm the backbone of the family, right? So I'm the person that come to when they need help, when they need advice. Peace, peace, my big brother.
Peace,
Almighty
God.
Allah. Peace.
Peace. Peace to the family.
Yeah.
Peace to all
So
human families on the planet Earth.
true indeed. And so, do you feel like you were leading your family in a specific direction even beforehand? True indeed, because I was teaching them. Yeah. And I was born. Said peace.
Peace, knowledge, born. How you doing? I've been meaning to ask about you.
So indeed. So yes, I've been leading my family, even more so lately, financially in a financial direction because like giving advice and stuff like that because I've been on a positive financial journey for a long time, and I've been leading and steering the family in a direction to where we would be better off financially.
Steering
Also, just
direction.
being a 5%er and cutting out certain foods, right? Like I never ate catfish. I don't know what catfish tastes like, or if I did, I was probably like a little kid. I've never liked seafood, so only fish I ever ate was tuna, um, and that was the tuna fish sandwiches. Uh, I've never tried crab, lobster. Like I've tried like one shrimp before. I didn't even like it. That was before I had the knowledge. And so cutting out a lot of stuff like pork, um, scavengers, catfish, uh, let's see, like harsh weeds like greens, um, just cutting out a lot of that type of food. It changed the way, like when the old earth was still here, it changed the way that she cooked Thanksgiving, for example, right? Before it was ham, and then even now, like uh, especially at my house, if we doing Thanksgiving at my house, right? Uh, there's no pork anywhere in my house. You see what I'm saying? Um, and I don't allow people to bring pork into my house. Now, some people could say that's religious, right? It's religious that I won't allow anyone to bring any pork into my house. You see, I don't spend money on pork. If we're going out to eat and I'm paying for it, let's say we meet up, you forgot your wallet and shit. Look, I got you, you my people, but you ain't going to order pork. You're not going to order pork. And so, to some people, that's religious, you know, whatever the case may be. And so me changing the way I eat, like I've been vegan for shit, maybe 10 years, 10, 11 years now. My children have never seen me eat meat. You see, and even like if I'm eating like something that looks like meat, like a Boca burger and shit, no ribs, G. Look, it gotta be beef ribs. Cause that they cooking the little they cooking beef ribs down. I cooked the queen. The reason why I started late because I was going to hop on the power hour is that I was cooking the queen some salmon. She looked at this recipe, some Cajun salmon, blackened Cajun salmon with like this Cajun cream sauce or something, and I made it for her and shit. And yeah, look, if it's ribs, it's going to be beef ribs. Look, I take it further. I am I am the one that's on the grill. Ask knowledge born. I have to show and prove who was on the grill. Me. So in my family, I'm the one that does the grill. You bring pork to a cookout and I'm on the grill. That shit ain't touching none of my grills. You're gonna have to get some coal and cook that shit over there. This happened. People have been pissed at me because they brought pork and I didn't cook it on my grill. So just the and I'm a fixture in my family. You see what I'm saying? Like there's no way getting around me, right? And so if the bro, and look, inside joke, the brother from Friday night. You see what I'm saying? So I'm a fixture in my family. And so there's no way to get around me. You see what I'm saying? When you're dealing in my family. And so if you come into barbecues, right? Because I'm usually like one of the ones that's hosting it, usually, because I go to the park, I do barbecues with the kids' birthdays and all that shit. And so we go to the park, do the barbecue. I got my big flat top, I got the grill, I got all this shit. You're not going to bring pork and I'm gonna cook it on my shit. So you're gonna have to bring your own grill and cook that shit. And people learn, so they don't do that no more. And so with me steering my family in the direction, right? Like my sister, she's a pescatarian. And I look, I'm trying to get her off the shrimp and shit. The shrimp, crab, all that. The seafood boil is really popular. The seafood boil is really popular. But she stopped eating pork because of me. She stopped eating a lot of that shit because of me. She wanted to get healthier, all that stuff. A lot of people see what you do. They watching, right? And so, like, I'd be like, I get on them. Yeah, y'all don't need to eat pork. Y'all don't need it, like, blah blah blah. But after a while, I just stop beating them over the head with that. Of course, I'd be like, yeah, you still eating those sea roaches and shit. The swine of the sea. That's why I tell them that you still eating the swine of the sea, but it's cool, step by step. And so steering my family in the right direction is that strive, like, and that's just one sister. I got three, but striving to get the family on a healthier tip because both my parents passed away on some shit that was preventable. Hypertension, high blood pressure, which is same thing. Cholesterol issues, heart issues, alcoholism, all that shit. All that shit's, in my family, have been in my family. You see what I'm saying? And so choosing a positive life, right? Taking care of your body. That's something I learned from the 5%. You see, so when if anyone asks me, how has having the knowledge changed me? Look, I eat cleaner. My body is cleaner. You see what I'm saying? Um, my mind is clearer, right? My finances are better. You see what I'm saying? Because like when you have knowledge of self, right, and you dealing with mathematics and alphabets and 120, you're not. I'm not just going to just focus on education part, right? I'm a put it in every single aspect of my life, right? And um, so I don't want to be a slave of mental death and power, in the financial realm either. You see, I don't want to be the 85 in the financial realm, uncivilized. You see what I'm saying? Think like being believing in the mystery God. Somebody else is going to come and save me and shit. You see what I'm saying? The mystery God of credit. You see what I'm saying? Credit being my mystery God coming to save me and shit. And so I take it and apply it to different parts of my life. So yeah, like any kind of success I see in this life is because I got the knowledge and I applied it. You see what I'm saying? I took it and did something with it. You see, and so me steering my family beforehand was it's kind of messed up, but I was preparing myself in the family for the older fraternity because the older fraternity wasn't that surprising to me, right? It's the old foundation that when he returned, I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting it. Now he wasn't a healthy person, but I still wasn't expecting it. And so yeah, brother from Friday night. Yeah, so yeah, I see that leading in a specific direction, but of course, easy led in the wrong direction, hard to lead in the right. And that's where you get like, okay, I can tell you and I can show you, okay, we're going this way. Look, I got the way. Look, this is look, let's go this way. That way don't look right. That way don't look right. So, but when it asks who's the 85%, and it says at the end, easily led in the wrong direction, hard to lead in the right, that's right exact. Because they are easily led in the wrong direction. It's like they're distracted, or whether it's intentional or unintentional, they're going to go uh, in a direction that's the wrong way. They're going to go a direction in the wrong way. And so, but that does not change my duty and my job, right? My duty is something that I agreed to. You see what I'm saying? It's not something that someone else put on me. It's something I agreed to. So, and so since it's something I agreed to, it's something that I continuously got to do until if there's a point where I don't agree anymore. I still got to continuously do it, whether it's just my life, my immediate family, my external family, community, the nation, whatever the case may be, until it's no longer my part of the 9,000 to swim. Right? Look, there's a long time ago, it was some years ago. Dark Kim said this, right? Is that like I I could swim my part, right? I swim my part of the 9,000, and maybe I got a good. I don't know. I don't remember the number he said, but maybe I got a good 200 miles in. You see, I got a good 200 miles in, and then it's just my time, my turn to just sink to the bottom, and then you got to continue. You got to keep going. So maybe that's the case for me. I was building with my brothers yesterday in the cipher, and we was, of course, they would talk about Trump and shit, and let's talk about wealthy people and people being the wealthiest that they ever have been, and and in some respect, like they said, like in the turn of the century, let's say 100 years ago, right? Is that there were no billionaires, and I disagreed because yeah, it may say that they had like 600, 700 million dollars, but if you account for inflation and you transfer that amount and compare it in nowadays, they have more money than Elon Musk and all these other people, right? And so let's talk about um, Andrew Carnegie, uh, uh, Roth, not Roth, not Rockefeller, um, shit, Ford. Ford was he wasn't like their level, but he's still. But that's not who I was thinking about. Anyway, so you transfer that over to now, then, and so we were talking about like the times of that time, and we was talking about how uh, you know, the old earths and stuff, and people's grandmother, great grandmothers, and the old earths kind of didn't want to be thrown away inside like a hospital, and oh, I can still do this for myself and shit like that. And so, the point of me bringing this up is that I said that certain people, right, like hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times, right? And easy time create weak men. Yeah, they money still made money 150 years later. Now, I don't know if it's Rockefeller. Uh, Actually, I don't think John D. I think it might be, but dude was so powerful, had so much wrapped up that um, his oil companies had to be broken up. His oil companies, he had such a huge monopoly that they had to break up his oil companies and oil companies into like I don't know how many, but it was multiple, right? And one of them is Exxon Mobil. And so, yeah, weak men create hard times. Exactly. And so, just think about it, how big Exxon Mobil is. And it's like, yeah. And so the point was is that I'm at I'm growing up as a kid, right? When we came to Washington, growing up as a kid, we was more of like street kids. Like we was in the streets and stuff. And like, not like I mean, I guess you could say being in gangs and shit like that, but we were street kids. We was out in the streets. We was doing a lot. We wasn't doing criminal activities like crazy, but um, we was just outside. We was in the streets. Like hood people knew us. Street people knew us. Like they knew my family. They knew me and my family, right? And so the next generation, like my generation, we were like hood kids. We were street kids, right? And so the next generation, they're like suburban kids. And I think I mean that's a double-edged sword because if we had to go it like if things get hard, could these kids survive? Yeah, exactly. The men who built America. Yeah, I saw the meme where there's black somebody had a meme and then there's a black dude, enslaved black people and then the indigenous Native Americans and they talk about can you believe this shit? Yeah, so I seen that meme. And so um if times get hard, could they be able to survive? Like we were survivors. You see what I'm saying? And the other side of that sword or that coin, right? You know, two sided. The coin is that they don't need to. We we brought our kids to a position that they can be stabilized. Like we didn't have to. They don't have to keep moving. You see what I'm saying? They're stable now. Yeah, yeah. They ain't gonna have a fucking choice. They gonna suck it up. Yeah, yeah. True indeed. If it ever gets to that point. But can they survive? That's the question. when they get out in the world and they go around people in certain situations, like, will they have the instincts to be like, nah, that's, now Cypher. I'm not going to go down that alley because, and look, I may know how to fight. I may, all that stuff, but I'm not going to go down there. Yeah, yeah, you see. So, like, yeah, they're going to have to suck it up. But when they get into the world, will they have those kind of instincts? Will it be passed down? Because I'm like, I'm not. I'm a tough dad. Let's just. I'm the disciplinary of the family. When when the kids is acting up, my nieces, nephews, and shit, it's I'm gonna call Uncle Prince, and then you know, they know what's up. And so hard times create great men, right? Great men create easy times. Easy times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. True indeed. Now I was born. I forgot that piece. True indeed. I forgot that part. Yep. That's the continuation. Yeah, it's crazy how we change so much in a generation. Like, I don't know anyone that's able that doesn't mess with their kids. Exactly. Exactly. Now, honestly, you and I aren't in the same generation. You see what I'm saying? Like, you Gen X, I'm a millennial. And so, I don't even think Righteous the Bar's not even in my generation. So yeah. You see, my mom was a part of the early Gen X or the late boomers, depending on who's like, because there's certain places that's like, oh, this is the generation, and years are kind of, but she's like an early Gen X. And the fact that y'all in the middle of the Gen X is crazy. Nah, hey, look, I ain't a YN, G. At this point, I'm at the level of Onk. Yeah, I'm at the level of Onk. I ain't a YN, G. I'm a Onk. I'm like early stages Onk. Like, I'm at the last end of Big Bro. I'm almost at Onk. Yeah. And all my folks had stepdads. Yeah, there's some people talk about stepdads as simps and shit. So, yeah. That's why I'm not talking about y'all white. Look, stop it, G. No, I ain't gonna call you on you big bro, right? But like my nephew, he definitely gonna call you Onk. You see, and there's certain dudes that really brought that Onk really back. You see what I'm saying? Like Shannon Sharp, Snoop, Uncle Snoop, Uncle Shannon, Onk, uh, you know, 40 water, the Uncle 40 water. And yeah, people like that, Onk. Yeah, but you definitely Onk, G. You like a damn grandfather. What's crazy is that now I'm talking about stop it. I'm talking about your YN gang. They can't call me on. Look, G, I'm not a YN, G. You see, look, y'all ONs, y'all old niggas. I'm like MN, middle. Then those are the YNs. I mean, some people my generation can, because look, I'm in the mid millennials. I'm a mid millennial. So you get some of those young millennials, then yeah, G, you like their daddy's age. What? To me, that's because you got look over there in PA, y'all be like old head. Ain't that a negative connotation? Young bull, old head. To me, onk has too many negative connotations. Look, man. But over there, they call y'all old head, G. The Uncle 40 water. Stop it. Nah, old young. Nah, stop it, G. Stop it. You got jokes today. You got jokes on the phone, and you got jokes right here. Look, G, look. You some of these people's grandfather, G. Look, uh, I think your daughter just missed being a millennial. That's how old you are, G. That's how old you are. You, Dark Kim, y'all all around the same age. If you could have a child and that child could be an early or a mid millennial, gee, stop it. You're old. Mind you, the youngest millennials is in the late 20s. I mean, parts of the youngest millennial is in the late 20s, and the oldest millennials is in the 40s. Gee, the oldest millennial is 45, 44, 45. You see what I'm saying? Like millennial people get the millennials and the Gen Zs confused. Nah, look, man, look. If you could, I'm gonna say it like this: if you was able to either get pregnant, no, if you was able to have a child at 89, you old as hell. Yo, gee, if you was able to have a child in 89, stop. Stop it. Hold on. It's a dude your age with a Pooh Shiesty on. Like, I don't know what a Pooh Shiesty is. I heard of the rapper. At least I think that's the rapper's name. Pooh Shiesty on. But what's like a Pooh Shiesty? Copping losses for some YN somewhere right now, somewhere in America. Look, if you are old enough to produce a child, G, If you bust and there's children swimming, if you bust and there's children swimming and there's little, you know what I mean, swimming. Gee, I'm saying if you that age in 89, that means you're at least born in 76. Gee, if your birth certificate says 9 and any number before 8, gee, that means if it says 197, 196, 195, 194, look, excuse us. Me and my brother, when I was born, we be going back and forth and shit, clowning. Oh, Lucy's. Okay. I thought, yeah, I was going to say loose, but I didn't know that's what you meant. So Lucy's like loose cigarettes. Lucy's a Pusheisty is the shit they be wearing over their face. Oh, like okay. I thought that was a rapper though. Okay, so it's like a are they no longer called ski masks? Where did all my True Divine go? Peace to everyone in the watching the live. Y'all make knowledge born because it's only been me and knowledge born. Yeah, it's only been me and knowledge born for a minute. Yeah, I mean, since D'Anthony said peace at 5:22, it's been over an hour of just me and knowledge born kicking it, going back and forth. And All My True Divine came on for a second, and then he just, I don't know if his phone died. But yeah, say peace to the man. There's 6 people in. Say peace to your brother, Wise Prince of Love. Yeah, he was wearing them during the pandemic and made it cool. Oh, so that's why they call it shiesty. All right. Any questions? Anything y'all want to build on? Anything, if not, I'm about to hop off. It's a nice little short one. Hour and a half, you feel me? Normally back in the day we were doing 3, 4, 5, 6. Shit, the longest was like 8 hours. I want to do a live where it's 24/7, but I have to be more consistent with the live to for that to happen. There was a time where there was hella people in the chat. But it's or there was hella people watching, not hella people in the chat, because a ski mask has three separate holes. What a pooch shiesty doesn't? Was the pooch shiesty like one hole with the eyes and then the mouth? Dang, this dude 25 and born in 1999. Pooch shiesty. He barely made it to 1999. Shiesty season. Oh, That's a Pooh Shiesty? I thought, oh, okay. So the Pooh Shiesty, like it has the whole face is. Oh, okay. Shay Shay Production Scholarship Pro. Peace. Peace. Welcome to the channel, Shay Shay Production. You see P Almighty got a class? Nah, I heard Darkim talk about it. Did did If talk about it? Balaclavas. Yeah. True indeed. Peace, 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 peace. Yeah. True indeed. Hold on. Let me go to the talking mathematics course. Okay, yeah, I did see this flyer. Cultural Awareness presents the Talking Mathematics course with Positive Almighty Allah and Wise Supreme Allah. Every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Law School in Mecca. Dialogue about the science of everything in life, despite how you may feel. Everything is real, factual, rational, and practical. Knowledge is the foundation. Wisdom is the way. Understanding happens to be clear as day. Okay. Okay, that's peace. That's peace. Peace to the gods. Peace to the gods. Positive Almighty and Wise Supreme. Ah, peace, peace, peace. Peace to my big brother. What happened?
I was inviting everybody that I could invite because this is a last minute thing. And last week I was building with the guard, and he wanted to get on, but he didn't know how to get on. So I explained to him that you go to the beginning of the chat and you tap on stream live, and then it'll say enter in the studio, and then you scroll down where you put your righteous name at, and then you scroll down and you enter the chat room to remind everybody that's in the chat room that they all welcome to come on. Peace, Divine. I see you down there now. See, I'm speaking to everybody, including you. Everybody that's here. You're all welcome to get on. You know, we all want to see our brothers and sisters near and far, home and abroad, Africa, Asia, wherever you are, as far as Facebook and Messenger app can go. And I got everybody's number, so I text them directly that they all welcome, and they all welcome to get on because me and you are live. But it took me a while to get on because I had to go through so many people individually through the text, through the WhatsApp. You know, WhatsApp is good because WhatsApp is international.
Yeah.
You know, and, I text everybody. I don't know how many people are in the chat. You know, some people got different time schedules, and some people got different times. So, you know, some people are working and things of that nature.
No, it's
So,
peace. Some people came through. Tislam is in the building. Peace, peace.
the Tislam from Now Justice, yeah, text him too.
Yeah, wonderful Tislam Allah. Peace. Oh, I think when I said peace, wonderful Tislam Allah. Peace.
Yeah.
Now said our little bros doing their thing. Yeah, peace to them. I don't know how old the Almighty is. He probably my age. Peace to the Prince. Peace. Wonderful peace, God. Peace.
Yes,
Peace.
yes. I would
But
like to
when he
say a
spoke,
couple of things. I would
go
like to
ahead.
say in loving memory of El Son-Allah from Medina that went home. And I would like to
Peace to
say
God.
in loving memory the scientific God Allah that went home from Colorado Springs, Colorado, C-Self, that went home a couple of days ago. And El Son went home about a week ago,
I'll be
maybe a
right back,
little
G.
longer. I just wanted to say peace because them both of them brothers, you know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't know everybody. So, it's really good. People build on where they at. Scientific came to New York. I brought him here, back in the days. And the God just came home from doing knowledge, wisdom years. So we live in an unfair world, gods and earths. You know what I'm saying? A devil tried his chin and he beat him down, and the shit got out of hand, and he juked him up with the bottle, and he ended up catching 12 years for that. They call that manslaughter. You know, somebody will pick a fight with you, and then, if you bounce his head on against that concrete and he don't get up, if it's recorded, you know that you're going down for the count. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna give away your time. You know what I'm saying? So the moral of my story is some people are not worth my time, to get myself into trouble and to waste time, being that time is the calculation of motion. And within time, you have space and you can't spell time without me. So the science is, you got to utilize your time wisely. And your time is valuable and life is precious. Life is valuable. Life is precious, and life is living intelligence for eternity, and life is definitely Allah. Allah is existence, and existence is Allah. So Allah is life. So the moral of the story is, God, the devil put traps out here for all of us, and ain't none of us exempt. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta watch ourselves. You know what I'm saying? A person push you to the limit. If you could avoid busting his head open, you know what I'm saying, or chopping them up or slicing them up or gunning them down, you know what I'm saying, it'll be better for you to maybe walk away from a situation that might can involve you throwing away a lot of valuable time that you are not going to get back no matter what happens. No matter what happens, you're not going to get back time. That's one thing you can't do. Time is the calculation of motion. As long as you're moving, it's going forward and it's not going to go back. You can't take it back after it's done. It's done and gone. So you got to watch yourself out there in society. And I know we live in a society that a person will irk your nerves to push you to the limit. You know what I'm saying? That you would want to, knock him out. You know what I'm saying? But remember, if you knock somebody out and they hit that concrete, the back of their head hit that concrete, and they don't get up. And if it's recorded, you're going down for the count. They call that manslaughter, Lord. Brothers and sisters, gods and earths, people of all human families of the planet Earth. So peace is absolutely my message. We always come in peace and we leave in peace. Peace by peace and peace by war. But we also got to keep in mind that some people are not worth our time. Because again, time is a calculation of motion, and we gotta learn that. We have to teach our people. Yes, that's the moral of the story, is to teach our people. And that's easy to be said than done. And to avoid confrontation, sometimes that's easy to be said than done, despite that we're the master, and a master means to know and understand that we have the power and authority to be controllers of our cipher. know and understand we have the power and authority to be the soul, be the sole source of energy, the sole controller, the sole supreme force and power of the universe, the sole force of energy. We have to be able to control. Master means know and understand they have the power and authority to be the author, to control his energy that exists within self. And that's sometimes easy to be said than done, God and earth and brothers and sisters and strangers and etc. You know what I'm saying? People of all human fans of the planet Earth. So the devil put traps out here for all of us. Ain't none of us exempt. You know, Scientific, he did them 12 years, and you know that 12 years took a licking on him. Scientific was a great builder in Colorado Springs, Colorado. You know, Maurice Hearing was his honorable name. We call Colorado Springs See Self or Savior. You know what I'm saying? In Denver, we call that Divine Land. You know, and named after the poor righteous teachers that used to live in Dolly Homes. Dolly Homes was the projects in Trenton, New Jersey, which they called the original Divine Land, way back in the days. And we named Denver Divine Land after the science of poor righteous teachers manifesting the land. You know what I'm saying? That was also divine land in the Midwest. And it what I'm referring to, El Sun and Medina and Scientific, we just lost Rakim. Rakim was the oldest god in See Self or Savior. You know, and we just lost recently, we just lost like a couple of days ago, Scientific. About a week ago, we lost El Sun in Medina. El Sun was the short guard that used to give away the ices to the children in for Children's Day in Fort Greene Park in Medina at the rallies. And he was a good brother also. El Sun, we're losing so many brothers and sisters to health. We got to really watch our health because our health is our wealth. And I'm not trying to be goody two shoes here, but it's just terrible to see. It's just sad to see our brothers and sisters go. Some of them are younger than me, some of them are older than me. But it's definitely when somebody's younger than me, that hurts even more. You know what I'm saying? And my big brothers that are older than me, it's sad to see them go also. You know, life is precious, life is valuable, life is existence, and existence is Allah. And life is living intelligence for eternity. So
Nas Bourne said, asked El Sun was another seed.
yes, short from Medina. Yes, indeed. And we building in See Self, you know what I'm saying, there's very few. You know, at one time we were Power Cipher Strong. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, there's brothers and sisters still there. Original Mathematics is still out there. You know, our God is still out there. Or Black Intelligence is still out there. I heard Dominic came back from Seattle. I heard Dominant Light is back out there. You know, but Dominant Light, the God. These are brothers and sisters from Colorado Springs, which is See Self or Savior. But Scientific. Say that again. Come again, Wise Prince.
I thought you said Seattle.
Yeah, Wise. Well, Dominant Light was living in Seattle. Yes, he was. Light skinned Dominant Light. And he went.
You said he was in Seattle?
Yes, that's what Ali told me. Ali told me he came back from Seattle. Well, anyway, I give everybody the link that I text. Everybody that I text, I give the link to so they can see the video if they wasn't able to come live or wasn't able to come into the chat room to be right here live with her. So back to what I was saying, I gave my brother Reality knowledge of self, and Reality gave Scientific God Allah knowledge of self. which was a strong universal builder. So my point is, scientific was an extension of our nation. You know what I'm saying? And the God lived in Colorado, and he was taking care of his two babies. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I'm just so hurt. I'm always hurt when I lose when our brothers and sisters go home, family and friends. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew these people, they were living live, living particles, the supreme elements of the universe. You know what I'm saying? On the planet Earth that we all live on. We all got to go down that road someday. But the God I heard had an asthma attack and there was health issues, God. So here we go again with these fucking health issues. It's just sad, God. It's just crazy. It's just crazy sad. I went to Rakim's funeral in C-Self where he passed, but I couldn't go. His funeral, scientific funeral, should be soon because he just passed a couple of days ago. And he was fighting for his life. He was in the hospital for a while. And I guess he couldn't fight no more. But he was a strong universal builder. After he came home from prison, he got back on the work in Cypher, staying out of trouble, staying away from negative people, negative places, and negative things. Went back to work and was taking care of his two daughters that he left behind. And I miss both of them, God. Both of them was our brothers. Y'all might have not known them, but I'm going to let you know that some brothers and sisters are building in other states that either came to Nawa or haven't been to many parliaments. So you might not know them unless you know them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't. Rakim left us with like 25 babies. Yeah, he had, I don't know exactly how much babies he had, but he had a lot of babies. And the God was a builder, man. He was a builder. He was a great brother. If y'all didn't know him, and he was originally from Seattle. He also has family in Memphis, Tennessee. Rakim Mastermind, Curtis James President. Was his government name, his honorable name. And I don't know what El Son's honorable name was. The God text me his obituary, but I got to get a magnifying glass to read the obituary. But El Son was a good brother also in Nawa, in Medina. And there's so much going on across the board. I just had to cry on your shoulders. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your cipher, but
No, it's all peace, God. Go ahead.
Those are our fallen soldiers, God. Those are our fallen soldiers. They were great. They were great universal builders. They really were, God. Good people are hard to come by. That's why I stress that so much. I stress that so much because it's like what's 100 years to the existence of the planet Earth that we live on. So it's like 100 years is a long time for us, but it don't seem like it's a long time that we're here. We only here for a short period of time.
True indeed.
Despite 100 years seems like a long time. A busity. Hey, please check the rice. Yeah, I don't want my rice to burn. Burnt rice tastes terrible. That goes in the garbage if it's burnt. Could you turn it down? You didn't turn it down, did you? Please turn it down. You don't have to keep it high. I didn't want to put that on the and you can put the meatballs in it. That should. It's in the freezer, if I'm not mistaken. It's in a packet in the freezer. You already seasoned everything, right? So you could just put it in. and you can just mix it all up. Yeah, there it is. And bury it. And bury it. That cooks faster that way. Don't bounce your head. Yeah. I didn't mean I should have muted. I should have muted that for a minute. But I just wanted to share that with everybody that's listening, that's in cyberspace, that's gonna see this after the day is over. I'm gonna send it to everybody anyway. Yeah, bury everything because it's frozen. And it'll cook faster under all of the rice. But that's my story. I wanted to share with all of y'all, to let y'all know that we live in a small world and we a family, we a nation, and our purpose and our objective. I know my objective here is to teach who I can or help them along their journey, because I know our life is a journey to gain and knowledge yourself and living a righteous life and making changes in our life to make our life better. Again, the science of life. It wasn't what does life mean to you. You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of people say life is precious. Life is valuable. Life is what you make it. I hear a lot of brothers and sisters say that. I hear a lot of people say that. And I'm like, I let my manifestation of life be made manifested and be seen and heard everywhere, at home and abroad, near and far, on the top of the mountain to the bottom of the river. I let it be known anywhere and everywhere I can to help people learn and grow, so gain knowledge of self. And yes, we teach our brothers, and we are supposed to teach the black women. We ain't supposed to just have sex with them and let them go. We supposed to teach them too. You know what I'm saying? And I know sometimes that is easy to be said than done. It ain't nothing coming easy. The knowledge, wisdom degree in our alphabets is love hella right. You know what I'm saying? We love hella love right. We got to teach them because they're in a triple state of darkness, and we teach who we can. We don't force our culture on no one. But I just wanted to. I don't want to be redundant with anything. I just want to share. I just wanted to share that with all of y'all. Peace and respect from Almighty True Divine Allah. And Wise Prince, are you ready to take this back? I guess Wise Prince is doing his thing with his babies. So if y'all want to build on something, I could, y'all all welcome to come on. And I was telling the God, just like I'm gonna tell all of y'all, you go to the beginning of the chat and you'll see Wise Prince Allah, and they'll say stream live. You tap on stream live.
Oh, I post it in the chat. You don't got to go all the way to the top. I post it every now and again. So like right here, I post it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah. So you don't got to go to the top.
Well, you can take this back. This is your show. I wanted to share a nation bulletin with you.
Yeah, no, it's all good, G.
You said, if I know of brothers and sisters in other places, in Nahawaii, anywhere else, because again, we one nation. It don't matter where you reside at. We still one nation. It don't matter if you're Caribbean, the West Indies, any of the continents, any of the countries, any country on this planet Earth. If you live down the block from the North Pole or up the block from the South Pole, you're still a part of our nation. If you reside in Alaska or Hawaii or anywhere in the Caribbean, the West Indies, EU and ROPE, or UK, Australia, wherever, the black man is still God in all four corners of this planet Earth. And the black woman is the queen mother Earth, the mother of civilization, and the children is the greatest. I was just telling the God, God, you're not Scarface, and I'm not Manuel Noriega. You are as Prince of Law, and I'm Almighty True Divine Law. I'm
True
not.
indeed.
I'm nothing but God. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm. My favorite color is irrelevant. I'm just God. I love all colors. I'm God, and proud to be God. Where everybody just can't understand my definition of God because a lot of people have their own manifestation of God, and some manifestations is crazier than others. But that's our duty. Each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? To reach one. We teach our people to help them because we all on a journey of life, and we got to live our life the best way we know how and how we see fit. You know what I'm saying? How I see it, you might not see it the same way. But if we teach each other, we can communicate with each other, and we can learn from each other, and we could grow from each other. And I think that's what life is a part of. I think I think that life is delicate. I hear a lot of people say different manifestations of life, and I keep that in my mental Rolodex. I'll be like, I hear them say life is precious, life is delicate, life is valuable. And then I add to the cipher, I see life as being existence, and existence is all law. And I see that life is living intelligence for eternity. That's how I see life. So you put it all together and you figure it out because time stands still for no one, and we only got one life to live. We here today, and it's crazy. We here today, and tomorrow we're like, what? He's gone? No, can't be gone. You sure? What the hell? No, no, he can't be gone. He's in my mind. He's not gone. He's not gone. And I'm not going to let you forget him because I love him. He's a part of us. He's with our ancestors now, but he's a part of us and we're a part of him. And I just want to let y'all know that God is knowledge of the ciphers to enlighten you, to let you know that God is right amongst you. And life is too short, God. It's just too short. It's too short. Again, what's 100 years to the existence of this planet Earth that we all stand on, that we all share? Which so shall it be in the heavenly celestial, and so shall it be on Earth. And the science of the science of relativity is relative. Sun, moon, and star, man, woman, and child. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. External, internal brings about the eternal. You know what I'm saying? Root of the tree, the branch of the tree, the fruit of the tree. All this is knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Black man, black woman, and black child. Zigzag, zig. The zig go through the zag to get to the positive zig. Just like universal zigzag zig used to say in the Universal Parliament back in the days. You know what I'm saying? And trial and error, ups and downs, rights and wrongs. But if you love your culture, we keep going forward. You know what I'm saying? We don't never stop learning. We might not have the energy that we had when we were teenagers or when we first got knowledge of self or before we were teenagers, because some of us was born with knowledge of self. Some of us gained knowledge of self during the course of the years, and some just gained knowledge of self, but we still all one. That's why it's each one teach one, so we can learn in our growth and development through our phases of learning. Because knowledge is infinite, so it's infinite ways to learn. So if it's infinite ways to learn, we just got to keep on learning. We got to keep on growing, and we got to keep on pushing forward to find a better way, to make a better way, to communicate with each other, to find what we didn't know and we didn't have. If we don't have it, being that we don't have everything, and everybody has something, and everybody has something to give and bring to the table, so we learn from each other. And that's the point of us coming together for that one common cause to show and prove our social equality of righteously building on positive thoughts to show and prove that we're the universal builder, the master of this day in judgment, and we just keep on pushing forward. God, we can't keep on letting the devil trap us off. But the devil put traps out here for all of us, And ain't none of us exempt. None of us, from A to Z, home and abroad, on every square inch of this planet Earth. Peace. That's what I got to say about this. In the name of True Divine. Peace, God. You out there, Wise Prince? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Anybody got any questions for True Divine?
Peace. Peace. Yeah, I'm here.
Ooh.
Just getting water and
Yes.
stuff.
Anybody got any questions for me? I don't know who's out there, but I punched on who I could punch on. I couldn't punch on, invite everybody because I don't have everybody, but I did what I could to add on to the cipher.
No, it's peace, God. I appreciate that. Before you got on, I asked the same question. Any questions? Anything y'all want to build on? Because I was about to head out, and so you coming on and building. No, that was appreciated.
Yes. Oh yeah, being
Tislam,
God during the good and bad. I'm watching us on TV. I get tired of my little cell phone. I turn the volume down, and I watch us on TV so I can read. I can read Shay production scholarship program. Allah is God, always has been, always will be. Yeah, I can see it better
that's
compared to
that's
my cell
wonderful,
phone.
Tislam.
Huh?
That's wonderful, Tislam.
Wonderful Tislam. Okay.
I think that's Tislam. I think it's just Tislam, or I think it's wonderful Tislam.
Is that the same Tislam from Now Justice, or that's another Tislam?
Yeah, it's the one from Now Justice.
Oh, that's fit. Okay.
Allah is God, always has been, always will be.
See you. Who you put up on the screen? I read that.
Yeah.
And I like this cipher we have because that's the East Coast and the West Coast coming together. This cipher with me and you. I was just watching. Not that we not the 85%. I was just watching on Strata Compton. I was watching Scarface. I was watching 187, and I was watching Colors. I was just watching that earlier today.
Indeed. If there's nothing else, G, I'm about to hop off.
All right. Well, I hope that we was here to help somebody in the audience, and I guess so. I guess
Divine,
so.
are you still here? Because I answered this question. He said, "Wise expound on being God during the good and the bad." Yeah. Yeah. Most of this live was actually about that. I was putting on that. So the updated one. Let's see.
What I was building on, was that relative to the topic?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I didn't hear all of it because when you came on, I was like, I'll be back. But yeah, now it's Build or Destroy.
Yes.
So the the title of the live is "Being the God / Earth During the Good and Bad." Divine, are you still on?
Which divine?
Let me go to Malika Law. Peace.
Yeah, that's you, wise principal. I see you with your little bird. The bird graduating from college.
Layla, come here. I got a question for you. You don't have to come on. You could just be right there. Who is Allah? Someone who stood up for civil rights. Okay. So is Allah invisible? Huh? So, well, the picture of Allah is not over there, but so Allah was a man, or is a man?
Yeah.
Okay. And so if someone said Allah is in the sky, what do you think about that?
I think it's not true.
You think it's not true? Why not?
Because some people think that whenever somebody dies, they're up in the sky. They think that they're watching us, but they're actually watching us in their heart.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Thanks. That's all. Good job. Did you hear G?
Yeah, kind of heard her.
Okay.
Heard her a little.
Amir. Come here. You can stay right here. Do you know who Allah is? Come here. You don't gotta be on camera. Just who is Allah? Somebody who protects people. I mean, you could say that Allah did protect his 5%ers. Is Allah in the sky? Who is God? Huh? Man is God? Okay. What man? Give me an example of who God is. Growing up boys? Well, give me a specific example, like a person. What's their name? Me? So I'm God? Okay. Does that make you God too? Huh? Yeah? Okay. All right, you could go sit down. Get away from your brother. You're sick. So go upstairs. Peace, Malik. Peace, God. Peace to Divine. He said peace to Divine.
Okay. Which Malik? Oh, Malik.
Allah.
Yeah, the God. All right.
Indeed. But yeah, I'm about to head out.
All right. Peace and God. Well, I did what I could to help add on to the cipher, God.
You did it, G. You did it. So we'll build another time.
Yes, indeed. Peace and love, God. Y'all have a good night. Peace. Be safe out there. Peace, Malik. Peace.
Peace to the cipher.
Peace.